So now we are gonna get right into it. It is tea time, honey, and we have Lady Vee here, honey. So we need to talk about this dating online situation, child.
We do. Miss VEEISM herself. I'm excited to hear some perspective about the online
dating. So first, give us some stats.
Yeah.
How old are you, Lady Vee?
I am 37.
37, okay. And you live in?
I live in the Nashville area.
In the Nashville area, and you do not have any children.
No children. I'm a woman of God, though I like to cuss. My mama would kill me if she heard me say that, but I'm a cusser.
Hey, I think most children of God are. I'm just gonna throw that out there, especially pastors.
Listen, it's called multifaceted. God know your heart. It's layers to it.
Layers to this.
You know, God know your heart. Yes.
That is funny. How long have you been online dating?
Well, I go in sparks. So COVID took me on Bumble. So I did it for a good couple months. I even did the paid version of it.
Okay. Whoa, okay. So you have full access.
Then I did Facebook dating. I only been on there for a couple weeks.
Okay.
And what's your relationship status like right now today? Are you single? Are you dating?
I'm single.
Okay.
You could call me in a pseudo relationship, but that ain't no relationship. Ooh. So I just like to say I'm single.
Okay.
You know those people that like to say that you're theirs when it's convenient, but y'all really ain't together when it's not convenient. So I'm single.
Mm-hmm.
If that Beyonce song comes on in the club, I'm single. That's me. I'm out there on the floor.
If you ain't danced all night, you getting up when that's
like, here I am.
That's your jam. It's me right here, single lady.
Hilarious.
I love
it. So what about COVID brought you to Bumble?
Well, if I have to be honest, one of my girlfriends, we started walking during COVID, and she's like, I was like so anti-dating. In a mental space where I was that bitter Betty, to be honest. I tried dating people and I'm like, this is for the birds. I'll do good by myself. I ain't got to get married. I ain't got to have no kids because I can pay my own bills. I got my own car. If it needs to be serviced, I can call my daddy. He ain't around, I can call a cousin. I was at that point. But she's like, give it a try. So then I went back out there and we just made it like a game.
Okay.
So like she was my accountability partner. We'd be like, so how is it going? And it really just taught me how to talk to people and to see nothing out there.
This was gonna go somewhere else. And you was just like, no, I said
nothing out there. Okay, not a thing.
That was not it. Okay. Hilarious.
So what brought you to the point where you were like, I'm done, I'm good by myself?
It's like you would meet somebody, y'all would vibe well, but if they're not getting what they want, we ain't always on the same page. I mean, you think I'm going to offer you something like that's really pompous of you because I haven't given you anything but a conversation. And if I tell you I'm community oriented and this is what I'm focused on, these are my goals. If you can't align with that, or I don't see a benefit, that's not the right word to use. Well, no, that's the correct word to use. A benefit or how you add value back to my life. It's a waste of my time. Yeah. Like I'm about to be 40 in 3 years. What do I look like just going out with you and then all you want to do is sit on my red couch? I ain't got time for that anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So they would fizzle out.
Yeah.
Really quick. Because if we don't align, I can tell that really quick. Or my girlfriends that are married, their husbands would be like, on to the next one, please. Not wasting your time.
That's good to have some feedback from your girls' husbands because they be knowing, like, man, they not gonna jack to you to be like, oh yeah, you should talk to him. Like, men gonna keep it clear, crystal clear. Like, no, he ain't it. Keep going. Like, I love that accountability that you have that in your circle.
Amen.
Even when I don't want it.
I know, right? You think you really vibing with a dude and he like, nah, sis, he ain't it. You like,
has that ever happened? Have you ever really been or felt like you were really vibing with somebody and then all of a sudden?
Oh yeah, I experienced that recently. And it was like, but we weren't on the same page where you couldn't tell me what you were looking for. Was it a friend with benefits? Was it a relationship? Or did you just want to be single? But I asked and you had to stop and pause. That's the time we shouldn't be together. Because you should be able to articulate what you want. Because it always says a man finds a good thing. And that normally says wife in the Bible. But you should know what you want. You know what you want. You just can't be honest.
So I was gonna say they know what they want.
Yeah. It's the honesty part. But I love how you say, like, you need to be able to articulate that. Like, if you can't and you stutter and you pause and like, that's my answer. Like, a no is a no. Like, I don't.
Or you're trying to figure out what I want so you can say that that's what you are.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good
that's
one.
The whole bait switch,
yeah.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah. And if you sell me a dream now, that's a red flag. Like, I don't want to meet your parents. I'm like, I don't want to meet your parents, so why do you want to meet mine?
I don't even know you.
To go out with you, right?
It doesn't even go here. Like, get out of here.
That's funny. So then, when you were creating your profile, were you really clear? Did you outright say, like, I'm looking for a relationship, or I'm looking for, like, what did your profile look like?
What's a profile? I have spent no time on any profile. It says nothing.
That is interesting. That is so. How? Go ahead.
I read people's profile. I have nothing up. It just says my name and age.
Really?
You have to really inbox me to see who I am. And
then your picture was up there. Okay.
Well, actually, during my birthday, I put the picture of me up playing the guitar. That was a huge conversation starter.
Okay.
I think I even inboxed you, didn't I? Or
you asked me.
That is funny.
It was a conversation starter. I was like, hey, V, I didn't know that, you know. So, okay.
You had women inboxing you. I see you playing the guitar.
Yeah, it was a beautiful picture.
Oh, wow.
Because you took a lot of photos for your birthday. So, yeah. I was like, okay, get like V.
On the real. That is really interesting, though, that your profile doesn't say anything, but that says a lot about, like, your presence then. Like, just your presence in itself to kind of draw people in. Because the glow is real. We ain't making that up.
Is real. But I will say this, too, though. I think that a lot of men just inbox a lot of women, too. I do think that. I think they do. I think the copy and paste.
Just copy and paste.
Yeah. I do that too. Just like they do, I can do that too. Like anything you can do, I can do better, not to be petty.
Love this conversation.
Happy Monday. I can do that too. Happy hump day. No, happy thirsty Thursday. I mean, I've got all the little lines. That stuff does not work.
That is so funny.
So when a guy inbox you, like generally, like what's the type of like hook? What hooks you to like want to keep having a conversation with that particular
when
guy?
They can articulate a sentence? What is
I will say though, a lot of guys like, when people text or write and you can tell that they're not that smart.
That is the worst.
I mean, what did your boy say? Not even average at best.
No, that is the worst. Yes.
Yeah, that's where I would put that sentence.
And it makes me so sad because I'm an educator, so I just be like, no.
And you know that they didn't do it on purpose. Right. Some people, they try to do a little slang.
Yeah.
No, this was no slang.
No,
you can't. Your verb subject agreement
it
is not there.
Ain't there. And I don't know what you're trying to say.
You're not conjugating your verbs. Like, I don't know. Something is wrong.
And if I can't decipher, I'm out. Like, I'm gonna just be like, no, I can't even decipher what this says or what you're trying to say to me, bro.
So what are the red flags? What makes you be like, I'm out, I'm done? It's a wrap.
Where do you live? That's the first one. I'd be like, delete. Like, why do you need to know where I live?
That's good. Oh, so they're asking you where you live.
Yeah. Like I'm like, why do you need to know where I live? I live someplace that you don't need to know about.
How about that? I live at home.
Right, in my skin. My business.
That's a great one. I want to start using that one.
There we go. Look, use
in
it
my
in
skin.
Mine and mine. You need to mind yours, your skin. Okay.
Or like, what do you do? Like, who cares? Like, I have a job.
Yeah.
Clearly, I have a job. Like, I don't like all those real personal questions. That's a flag for me. Like, why do you need to know all that information?
Yeah. Yeah.
But a turn off is the slang. I don't mind slang, but like at least be clever. Hey, sexy. Like, okay, how many people do you say hey, sexy to?
That's that copy and paste that I'm talking about.
Hey, gorgeous. Like, okay, you think I'm pretty. Can you articulate that in a different perspective, from a different perspective? Asking me quickly for my phone number. Sure, I'll give you my Google Milwaukee phone number.
Hey.
Don't be throwing Milwaukee in.
I do. Like, that's where my Google area code's from, 414.
That is funny. Okay. My Google number. Here you go.
Yeah.
And to tell you where I live. It's like, I love
like,
it.
If I can't have a conversation with you, it's hard. Like, I went out with somebody from Bumble. It was the worst thing I've ever had. I played on my cell phone the entire time.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
So walk us through that.
Yeah.
So how did things progress to him getting your number, first of all, and then how did they progress to the date?
I was on that kick to see how I could get my money back from the Bumble app. You know, it was
you said I want a return on my investment.
I did. At that point, I was like dating with a purpose. It was to get my return back on that $25 a month. And I made sure that I at least went out twice to get my money back. He wound up asking me to go have Mexican food, which was fine. I love Mexican, which was fine, but conversation was horrible. We had nothing in common. He likes to hike and fish. Ain't nothing about me country. And we just couldn't talk. But there was no chemistry.
So there was like weird silence at dinner?
I told you I played on my cell phone.
Oh
You could have called me and I would have taken the phone.
Oh my goodness.
So when you go out on dates from somebody that you met online, do you have sort of a girl code where it's like, hey, here's my location?
Oh, they know, but they know that too.
Okay.
Good.
I mean, the last person I went out with, I had my homeboy from Memphis. That's how I phrase him. But he's a dude I used to talk to that lives in Memphis. He was texting me back and forth throughout the night. I'm like, he always checks on me. Like, okay. But like, okay.
That is so funny. Okay, so you wanted to get your money back. You end up, so y'all are there, you're at the date. What were your expectations for the date?
At least to be able to have a conversation.
Okay.
I mean, general, like conversation, like
right.
Besides how's the weather, but like if I have to pull teeth, I don't need that either.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
If you making me work,
I
don't like that.
Like I'm asking you follow up
You
after follow up.
Initiated this.
Yeah. I don't like
you
that.
You sending me
either.
a damn one word response. Look, bye. I don't have time. First of all, I'm doing something else probably. So your little one word responses, that's a big turn off for me.
Yeah, and I feel like you got it twisted on who the prize is.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to come out the gate and tell you who the prize is, I'm like, that's not going to work because we're competing for the same role. And I know my place, but you need to learn yours.
So for that reason, I'm out.
You know
like on what is that show when they're competing to see if they're going to invest in their business?
Shark Tank.
Yeah. And then they're like, and for that reason, I'm out.
And
here's why I'm not. Yeah, they're like, and here's why I'm not going to invest in it. And I feel like that's what you did. But you said, look, you think that you're the prize, and for that reason, sir, I'm out.
They do that. I'm surprised nobody's made like a sketch based on it.
We're doing it.
There we go. We gotta do that. That's hilarious. I love it.
Another flag for me is when you put me down. I had that one recently too.
Wait, what?
What happened? Run that back. What happened?
We went out for drinks. There were just a couple, just different red flags. Who goes out on a date and doesn't eat? I do. I mean, I got a drink. If I wanted to eat, I would tell you I wanted to eat, and I can politely order for myself. But who goes out on a drink and goes out on a date, doesn't eat? And I'm like, I do. And then he's used to being the smartest cookie in the room. I was like, you're not gonna put me down.
Right.
Because this question was like, what's the difference between an organizer, planner, and maintainer? As you can tell, he really struck a nerve. And I was like, what's the difference? You're like, which one are you? I'm like, that's not a good conversation starter for me. Because at some point, the organizer and planner are the same person. He's like, well, no, they're not. I was like, well, yes, they are. It depends on how you look at it, your perspective. I was like, but I'm all three. And he was like, oh.
So he wanted to debate. He was trying to incite a debate.
Yeah. And I told him I'm not going.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you don't want to have a debate. I was like, and I'm not.
Yeah, I don't want to on a date. What is this? The Great Debaters? I don't want to do this right now.
Goddess Lorna in the chat.
Hey, girl, hey.
We also see Cassandra C in the chat. You guys also heard her on our podcast.
Yes.
So run that episode back as well.
Run it back. Hey, what it do, everybody? If you all have some online dating stories
or questions,
please share them
in the chat. But man, that is crazy.
So these
you didn't like that energy. You was like, but you shut that down now.
I did. And then I sat in my chair with my head down. Like, he's like, are you having a good time? I was like, yeah, I'm having a great time. Well, your body language. And I was like, I'm having a fine time. Fabulous.
Mm-hmm. So at what point do you just wrap it up and you're like, all right, I gotta go. I'm out.
Once we pay for the tab.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm in it for the long call.
Okay.
But once I get my car, you ain't gotta call me ever again.
Listen here.
So then what do you tell them? Like, what are your parting words when you leave?
You don't deserve my words. Especially if it's
when they
bad.
reach back out to you again.
What's the point of reaching back out?
No, I'm saying when they reach back out to you.
Block list.
This block. Okay. God is Lord said, this is a series, not an episode.
Okay. I think
like I got stories for days, honey.
Look. God is Lord is with the stories, okay?
You might have to get her on.
Listen,
on part 2.
With that. No, I'm definitely interested. So the last few dates that you've gone on, those were dudes from Bumble or Facebook dating?
Facebook dating, I switched from Bumble. Oh, no, I'm lying. I went out with somebody from Bumble too. I'm sorry, my birthday week, I had a great time.
Oh, tell us about this date. Was this another date? A Bumble date?
Bumble date, how can I put it? He's different from a standpoint that I had to pull teeth to even get his real name.
Whoa, what?
It's a secret.
Right, because I was like, well, what's your name? And he was like, such and such. And then he was like, well, that's not really my name. I was like, just be real about it. He's like, well, I don't know who I meet. And I'm like, if you Google me, I was like, it's going to show up exactly who I am. I was like, I'm a public servant. My information's out there. I'm like, I'm not hiding anything. But then like for him, he had halitosis of the breath.
Oh.
And I have really bad gag reflexes. So anytime he moved close, I was like, the Matrix move. Like,
oh my God, no, you didn't.
No, I did. I was like, I just listened to him from the side. But I was like, ugh. The breath was stank. I'm like, you really thought you were cute? I was like, but your breath. Well, nothing about that breath that was cute.
You said breath like some thunder.
It was. Like, I was like,
as an adult, like what?
It probably smelled like somebody's dog's breath. I was like, in my head, like, you need to go to the dentist.
Bro, you gotta brush your tongue. Like,
I don't know the tongue. He might have had some like dental work that needed to be done. I was like,
okay. He had a situation in the back.
He had a lot of situations. A rotten tooth or something.
Teeth number 32.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
That is hilarious. So you got through that whole day? Because I know me, like,
I don't think I would have.
Yeah, my gag reflexes they can get bad too. So
I don't think I have patience. I'm not gonna. I think I would have been like, waiter, look, I'm gonna take care of this check today, and I'm out. Can I cash app y'all? How does this go? My Uber's outside. That would have been my parting words. Is my Uber's outside. Thank you so much. I would have went to the bathroom and paid for the check on my way to the bathroom, and I would have just been out.
That is crazy. I thought you was about to be like, it was a good day. But my
problem is that I would have probably told him.
Yeah, you would have. You would have. Like,
I didn't have the heart. Unless you're like just mean to me, I don't tell you anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have been mean about it, but I would have just said the facts.
Or you could have slipped him some gum. You know, when you put some gum in your mouth and then you hope the person be like, oh, let me have some gum too.
You'd be like, would you like some?
You had to do one of those.
Those people always be like, oh, no, I'm good. And you're like, no, you're not.
Right. Here,
no, you're not good.
You eat the gum, pushing it towards them.
So tell us about a good experience.
I had a great experience. It was, we were out for like 24 hours.
Wow. Oh, okay.
That's a date, man. That sounds fun.
Went to dinner, went to go listen to live music, danced the night away.
Okay.
But also he lives in Hawaii now. So that was like a one and done type thing, but we vibed really, really well.
Wow. Yeah. Sir. Do you still talk to him now?
No. He's in Hawaii. There was nothing for me to keep kindling.
Yeah.
Because I don't plan to get on a plane to go 12 hours away to visit him. But one thing it taught me is like, this is the caliber dude that I really want. These are the conversations that I want. These are the experiences that I want. all the online dating, even going through like, as my friend says, bad pennies, it's helping me get closer to the one that I want or what I really want. Because I'm really learning how to date, what dating actually looks like, how not to put all my eggs in one basket. The tourism me just likes one relationship, but it's like, no, you've got to get to know different people so you know exactly what you like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm able to see that quicker, and I cut folks off like, bye.
Yeah, once you know, like, you're not it, right? Then it's like, I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm not gonna waste mine. Look, we're not a match.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good. One thing I was gonna ask you was, I know when we were out eating, you mentioned that you're an introvert. So do you find it easier to do the online dating versus like meeting people? Like, say you go out with your friends and then you see guys at the club or wherever you are, at a lounge or a bar. Is it easier for you to do that, the online versus like in-person dating?
Yes, because they can't see my RTB face online, but it exists.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it's easier for me to meet people online. Do I necessarily like it? No, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
It's worked better for me.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. How would you rank like the different platforms? So based off the ones that you've done so far, like rank your favorite to like your least favorite.
I like Bumble better. I felt like there was a more variety of versus like what I'm really actually looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But Facebook dating is just free for all.
Mm.
If I'm honest, like a free for all, like it's hit or miss, and it's more misses than hits for me.
That is so. I have not seen you Facebook dating. Like I haven't seen it. Yeah, I'm like, what is it? Is it like different from the actual Facebook platform? Like, is it take you to like a different type of app or something?
It takes you, when you go online, it says Facebook dating. It's almost like a Facebook group.
Oh.
It'll pop up now that we done talked about it. You know how
Facebook. It's probably gonna pop up.
Hello. You know, our phone's listening. Like, see what they talk about. That is so weird. Like, no, I have not seen that. But I don't be on Facebook like that either. But I haven't seen that to say like Facebook dating. But so does it like pull like, so normal like online dating actually like all these parameters for things that you like? Facebook does that too, or is it pulling from the people like on your friends list? Because I don't want none of these people. So that would be my concern.
I guess it looks based on my age. I guess I have some criteria in there that's like, I got a lot of young boys hitting on me, and I'm like, you my nephew's age, you fresh out of college, what can I do? All the way up to like 50 something.
Wow.
And then it's just a free for all of anybody. Like you can't filter out by like, I was about to say income, that doesn't matter. But like, if you have a graduate degree or if you have a diploma, it's just like everybody.
Oh, you said you cannot filter out.
Basically. No, I haven't figured, if you can, I haven't figured out how to do that yet. So that would be the downfall for me because I can't set those parameters.
Yeah. Goddess Lily said that she's only attracting older Latino men, like way older. Yeah, so it sounds like it must be a free for all. So then what parameters would you set if you could?
That's good.
Well, I'm at a point in life because I have waited so long. I just want somebody that's just going to be consistent and trustworthy. So it doesn't matter like what kind of career you have, as long as you're doing the best that you can in that career. So those would be parameters, but like somebody that's at least my age, but I like older men. Okay. So somebody between 7 to 10 years older than me. Mm-hmm. Undergraduate degree will be fine, but if you don't have that, even trade school. But even if you don't have that, you could be the trash collector, but you could gonna be the best darn trash collector ever because I can always mold you. You gotta go
so wait, you think you can mold somebody that's 7 to 10 years older than you?
Well, if I need them in a certain outfit, sure. I mean, like if you look at my dad, we pick his clothes out when we're going places.
Okay, as far as, yes, you can.
That's what I mean, like by clothes, by mold.
Okay, by mold. Okay. I was like, oh my
Oh,
God.
they're going to be set in their ways. Now I'm going to be
sitting. Right, exactly.
Right.
I mean, we practically said no.
Like, look, this is what you're getting now.
Exactly.
I'd be like, I'm moldable. If anybody's listening, I'm moldable.
Okay, listen. They might be listening. We don't know. Our podcast travels. Somebody out in LA might be like, that's her. That's it. That's what I want.
So this is a good point that Goddess Lottery said. She said, I'm getting worried because the men that I am attracting, they're just not it. And they say you attract what you are.
Ooh.
I thought I was made way more together than this. I'll let you give some feedback on that and then I'll weigh in. So Lady V, what do you say to that? You are, or you attract what you are.
I would say that that is correct, but I've had to start changing my mindset. I'm very community oriented, so I typically attract, and this is no disrespect to any of the men I've attracted, but their projects, people that I have to kind of mold, like I said, the word mold, kind of fix, but that's because that's something within me that I need to mold on myself that I haven't fixed. Like there's stuff that I keep in my little backpack that's on my back that I choose not to work on. And those are the types of people that I typically meet. They're just like me. And I'm like, XYZ is wrong with this one. And my friends will be like, girl, you got the same thing in your backpack. So now that I've started to unpack my own backpack and work on my own stuff, the type of men I meet has shifted. But I've had to start doing the work for myself because I can't ask anything of anybody else that I haven't worked on.
Right.
But it took me a long time to start thinking like that. But now that I'm lifting off the rocks that are in my backpack and letting them go, it's like a much better experience.
Yeah.
That was good answer.
So I don't think that you necessarily are what you attract. I had that same concern, Goddess Lottery. I was like, oh my God, is this who I am? And then shouts out to Bestie Scarlett. She said, no, it's about what you accept, right? Yeah. Because Harvard only accepts like 5% of the people that actually apply, right? But everybody thinks I'm going to Harvard, but they have a standard. If you don't meet the standard, they don't even look at your application, right? So I think it's less about what you attract and more about what you accept. I do agree. I think too, I'm a damn project manager, right? So yes, projects, they do tend to come forth. But I think it's incumbent upon us to say, we don't align. You're not it. No, thank you. It's just like how they talk about the law of attraction, right? It's like if you're basically placing an order. And if you keep accepting the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same thing. But if you start rejecting it and saying, no, that's not what's allowed here, then it'll have to upgrade itself.
Yeah, that was a great question, Goddess Loda. And I think for me, I feel like I'm a little both. Like at one point I was feeling like I was who I attracted. And then I felt too, like, this is what you're accepting. Because for me, a lot of it was, oh, if you showed me like even like an inch of like, you liked me or you thought I was pretty, I was going. Like I'm all in, I'm head over heels, like this is it. Like you showed me a little attention, that was good enough. But now I'm to the point where like, you probably tell this to everybody, like this don't mean nothing to me. And that's probably why I'm so like, I feel like I'm covered because I'm so like over the BS with dudes. Like you can't tell me anything that I can't tell myself or that I haven't already heard. So it's like, I don't want to be with you because you're not bringing nothing to me. So yeah, a lot of people ask me like, why are you still single? You still single? Don't you want to be with somebody? I'm like, no, I actually don't right now because nobody has proven to me that they're worthy of even my time. And I think whereas before I was too freely giving of my time.
That is what he said. These men just don't know how to have conversations, and y'all know I know how to talk.
Listen, she gonna pull out her cards like,
right,
let me
show you.
Let me do this reading on you, sir.
Exactly. Ride this by
on the real. Because you ain't showing me nothing. I can already see future what you about to do with my cards.
Right. But so then. Okay, so you've had some good experiences, some bad experiences. What's the plan going forward? Are you going to continue online dating? Are you open to men out in public like, approaching you and saying, "Hey, Lady Vee, let me whisper in your ear.
Tell you something that you might like to hear."
I'm most definitely going to keep my options open. I'm not going to limit myself anymore. Because if it's really meant to be, it's going to line up perfectly. I'm not going to have to question it like some of the people that I've met. And I'm like, well, is this really working? And my friends are like, if you have to question it, that's not the one for you. But I'm very hard-headed. So I might be like, oh, let me try and make this work and prove you to be wrong. But so I'm going to really start listening to my accountability partners. Because I think at the end of the day, that I just got to be open, like always smile, not always smile. I'm going to be myself. I'm gonna be my best self. And if you catch me and you, if we click, we click. If we don't, we don't. It's okay. Just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that that's important.
Mm-hmm. And I love the accountability partners in it. So are your accountability partners, they're also single women, or are they like married in their relationships?
It's a mix. So like my birthday, I like to call her my twin. We're 2 days apart. We're on this journey together. She's single. We share our stories of, oh my God, can you believe this is what we met? 2, we share the ups and downs. So I can share with her like, oh, I really like this one.
Mm-hmm.
That really broke my heart. I can cry. And then she'll be like, let's go on and move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But my married friends, they're very much so like my accountability partners. Like, girl, why are you talking to him?
Right.
Like when I was talking to some dude that somebody hooked me up with that had a breathalyzer on his car. I mean, I tried. I was gonna roll with it.
What? OMG. He couldn't even start the car without breathing, like one of them.
But I was gonna roll with it. Like I was like, oh, I'll try it. But they're like, why are you even trying it? I'm like, it's nice. They were like, and what? He can't drive you nowhere. Well, he could, but he got to do the breathalyzer. I was like,
bro, got to get his stuff in order.
Wow. If I was him, I would have been like, so I'm picking you up in this Uber tonight.
I sent the Uber for you.
But no,
yeah, I don't even think I would have let you see the breathalyzer.
Oh man.
Well, he clearly accepts himself, child.
Clearly.
He didn't want to tell me, but I picked up, we had been someplace and he didn't drink. And I knew he said he drank, and I was like, so why don't you drink? I'm always gonna come back with a question. I peep stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay. But my girlfriend that's married, one of them that's married, because I talk freely, her husband always sends nuggets of information that I think are harsh through her, but I appreciate it. Like he wanted me to go on Married at First Sight, and I was like, why is talking me on there cutting up, cussing, and then saying y'all's names like Laverne, and y'all being like, yeah, I don't know her. I like y'all the reason why I'm here.
That is funny. I can kind of see you on that show.
I could too.
Oh no, you can't. No, you can't, because I will be the one just tearing up the house.
That is funny. Do you watch that show?
I do. It's funny. I go through sparks of watching it. I just don't think I could do it.
Really? Yeah.
I can barely stand people for 2 hours in a day and have the attention span. Let alone me have to take you home with me, and then I can't get rid of you, because I would be the one that's trying to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much have to kill me to get rid of me once we get married.
Yeah. Which is why it's important to keep the signs up front, right?
Yeah. And I don't think I've always.
The more we're into it, the more we tend to commit. So.
Yeah. And you kind of got on those rose-colored glasses, and you.
Well, sometimes they hoodwink you too.
That's true. Absolutely.
They bring their representative, and you're like, who is this? And then not everybody's who they present themselves to be. I learned that last year with somebody that was dating. Dressed nice, polished, but when it came down to it and I really got to know them, I was like, if you had showed me this version of yourself, I would have never talked to you at all.
Mm-hmm.
So who was he in real life versus what he presented himself to be?
Polished in real life, behind the scenes in shambles, emotionally a wreck, a drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not sad, but they have to deal with their own issues. They were a great gaslighter. Will flip everything back on me, manipulative, just stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I guess he forgot who I was. Where I might not be in their field, I was able to be like, no, you're not gonna gaslight me today. Because I'm surrounded by people that be like, no, that's not right. And I give people back their own perspective.
Yeah.
That's so funny that you said that, because Goddess Lord said we Taurus are about that redemption. And you just said I give people back their own perspective. Let me show you this mirror real quick.
Yeah,
and that's crazy.
Something I've had to work on, like dating wise. Like I can't keep stuff in a backpack because it's not fair for me to bring it up 2 months later. Because when I come, I'm going to throw every dagger that I have back at you. And it's going to be like, pew, well, whatever noise y'all were making, real quick.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Right. And whatever man you're supposed to be with, he's gonna step up to have those conversations or be able to communicate whatever, you know, the differences are. So that's quickly telling you like, no, you ain't it, because I gotta unpack this right now. And if you can't handle that, then you need to be out and I need to be out.
Yeah, I'm probably not the unpacker right now, because then I like to give myself time to calm back down.
Yeah. Calming down is good.
Yes.
Calming down is good,
Woosah.
you know.
Woosah, because
I recommend the calming down.
yes, got to calm yourself down. Jesus. That is really interesting. And so have you dated any younger men?
Just the one that took me out for a couple of dates, but I felt like he was trying to buy my love. We were talking about that on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
That's the one.
You
Okay.
did. Okay, yep, you sure
Super
did.
nice, but like from like 29 is way too young for me.
Yeah.
Especially if you just left your mom's house the year before, you don't have a car. And it's just little things like that. I at least need you to have a car and have lived just a little bit.
Yeah. Alone. Yeah.
You know what's bothering me, V? I'm gonna be very honest here. Why do we keep going for all these minimum requirements? You know what I mean? Like I understand we all need to have a standard, but like literally, and not just you, but myself, and even when I'm hearing my other friends talk, it's like we want them to have things that just make them an adult.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're pretty much just like, can you just be an adult? Can you just have a car? Can you just have a job? I don't care what, but that's not my truth. I want you to have a career. I want you to be damn good at it. I want you to make a lot of damn money.
Yeah.
I want you to have a nice car. You know what I mean? Because it's like at first I was the same way too, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be asking for too much or passing over anyone. But me being like that has not gotten me anywhere. So it's like, let me tell y'all something. Look, we might as well go for the gusto.
Listen,
here.
I'm about to take the mic out. Where is the offering? Like, because you're preaching right now.
What I don't want to ever do is look at my husband and feel like I settled for you.
Oh, girl.
Because when I tell you, and then because those be the times where they have the nerve to do you wrong, and you know you settled for them. How dare you?
Yes, girl.
Do me wrong when I settled for you. But you know what? That's really my own fault because I'm the one who settled, right? Absolutely. So that's why now in this year, 2021, I'm not settling for any look.
Not now.
I want the best damn job.
Yes.
I want the best damn man.
Yes.
I want the best damn friends. I want the best damn everything.
I want it all.
I wanted all the socks and the damn draws.
First of all, you just went preaching, and I was about to start shouting because
you jumped up a little bit.
I was like,
you realized that you was connected by the head,
right? Like I might have fell back, but listen, ain't no settling. I'm sorry, I don't care. Like
I'm not settling for good enough. I actually rather not have it.
Absolutely right. I'd rather be single and by myself
than literally look at my own husband and feel like
I settled just because.
Yeah,
and yeah. And I've been in situations
and don't
like
get me
that.
wrong, settling is whatever you think it is, right? Because to some people, some of those things don't matter. But all I'm saying is, for me, the stuff that really matters in real life, like I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry, you just started working. I'm sorry. You go live go with God.
Yeah, I'm definitely with the career.
It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that, it doesn't really mean anything other than we are not aligned. That's okay. Because the person that you're aligned with is somewhere out there. Just ain't right here. It doesn't mean anything about you. I'm telling you about me. Yeah. We're not a match. That is that.
Swipe right and keep it moving, because that's okay. No. That was a whole word. And I agree. And I do think, especially, Black women, well, I'm a Black woman, so I don't know anything else. But I feel like we do kind of like just accept the bare minimum from.
We be like, is he a man?
Right. Is he a man? All right, cool. cool. Like, cool. Right. We'll take it. But it's like, no, and somewhere along the lines of society and, the world where it started to shift to say, you can't have this.
And you're asking for too much.
Asking for too much. Like, your list is too long. This is unrealistic. You cannot have this. Like, we was talking at work the other day and I was like, yeah, I want my husband to be fine. That's what I want. I don't care what you think your husband should look like. I want my husband to be good looking to me because that's important to me. And I'm not settling for some ugly ass dude that I don't find attractive.
So
like,
true.
it's very simple. So it's just like some of those things people will tell you, like, no, that's not unrealistic. You're probably missing your soulmate.
Right.
You
Exactly.
I don't care.
Look, my soulmate, again, he ain't my soulmate if he ain't got his stuff together. He can't fix me.
I'm sorry, he ain't my soulmate if he's ugly to me. Like, he might be ugly to my friends, that's cool. But if he ugly to me, you are not my soulmate.
For Latinas. Okay, so why? Like, why do women of color, why do we have to settle?
I don't know. But
because
why are we asking for too much when men be like, oh, she gotta be fine, she gotta be this height, she gotta be this weight, she gotta be this complexion.
Listen,
she gotta
be real
this,
specific.
And
listen, and we gotta be like, but he's a man.
She
like,
got
what?
bad shit. Right, she can't have no kids.
Right.
The whole shebang.
It's ridiculous, but I'm out on that. And
she gotta have a ridiculous booty.
Everything.
Like, why?
And that's why I'm still single, and I don't care about like dating or being with anybody.
And women will break their neck to be that.
Girl, a mess. And for what? To a guy that has one pair of drawers, one pair of pants. Like, no.
That you bought, right? That you
probably bought. Exactly. Exactly.
Because what I don't want is another dependent. So again,
no, that's out.
Our incomes need to we need to match, or you need to make more than me.
Something's gonna have to shake.
I know that's a problem, but here's where we are.
And why can't you have what you want? Why? Like, as I'm getting older, like, I just don't understand. I don't agree with that. Like, nobody should be telling people like, oh, you can't have that. Like, that's impossible, or you being unrealistic and unreasonable. Okay, for you get what you want, and I'm gonna get what I want. Right.
If you don't think that that's attainable, then you go ahead and settle. Good luck. Go with God.
And I'm not pressed
I'd
either.
rather hold out, wait, or not get it at all. Because one thing, again, that I am so serious about not settling. Like, y'all don't know the type of pain that I feel when I feel like I've settled.
Yeah. Yes,
like girl. That is just something that literally I feel like it's a knife in my own front that I put there.
Yeah, it hurts. Like
it does hurt.
Yeah, it hurts, and it feels like.
And then I gotta commit to settling, so I gotta be married. Oh no, I'm not gonna commit to settling. Do you know what kind of trajectory that sets off in my family? Now my kids gonna settle because I didn't talk them to settle.
Yep.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Even if I never even say the word settle to them, they're still going to pick up on the fact that my mama is miserable. She got everything she said she wanted, but she settled with it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So she checked the boxes.
Yeah.
But she's not happy.
Yeah, no.
But I'm not gonna do that one.
Also, too, sometimes I could even say in my own past, I've settled and hadn't even been able to check a box.
See, I've done that too, V, for sure.
Come on,
y'all preaching right now today.
I mean, but my friends be in my ear, and they'll be like, actually, they stopped talking to me for a little bit because they were that pissed at me. They're like, "You can do better. We know you can do better. Till you do better, we ain't gonna talk to you." And that was all in love.
And and that's I like that, because you do have to be careful to who has your ear, because some friends will actually encourage you to settle. I don't think anything's wrong with this young man. But he clearly don't align with the things that you said you want or need.
Right. Yeah. No.
So thank God for those friends that said, look now, you're settling.
Yeah. You guys
I just want you to know that we see that this is not okay.
I was mad at them. It was some tough love.
Yeah.
Because I thought that they were some bees. I was like, whose friends do them like this? But they're like, no, we needed to do a wake-up call for you. They're like, we know your potential. We know you can do better.
That was that real love. They cared about you.
They were doing a long-term thing. Like, okay, this is all good now. This is gonna make for a pretty picture, right? But a year from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, like, where are we gonna be? Are you really gonna be satisfied, or are you gonna be like, okay, did I settle?
Yeah.
Did I maximize my potential?
Yeah.
Yep. And nobody wants to be in that position. Like, no, because life is short, man. And I feel like in this life, every day that we wake up and we have air in our lungs is an opportunity to get exactly what we want. And not just settling for stuff. Like,
What's
no,
your cash app?
I'm just, hey, we preaching on today. Listen, we getting ours, and I don't like that mentality that we just have to accept just the bare minimum.
Or just, and you know what? And shouts out to Bridget, because Bridget Wilder, she was on here and she said, I married my husband because he asked me.
Yeah, she did say that. And she said it wasn't until after he passed that she realized, okay, this was the person that I wanted to be with.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, are we just going to accept what's being offered?
Yeah.
Or are we going to accept what we deserve?
And I think it's more so we have that slave mentality.
Come on.
And we accept what's being offered, even though we know, like, I'm killing, like, this is not me being humble, but I'm killing the game when it comes to work. What the hell do I need with a mediocre type dude?
Listen, you better toot your own horn.
What do I need with a dude that's mediocre? But that's typically
and not only that, but when you align yourself with that, then you must become it. How can two walk together unless they agree?
There we go.
Right.
So I can't attach or align myself to anything like that, right? Because now I must become that. And I'm sorry, again, I can't set off that pattern in my life cycle. I'm trying to break generational curses here. Okay. Yes. I'm trying to do everything. I'm trying to correct a lot of wrongs here in the family pattern. Don't have time for mediocrity. And you know what? I believe, and I didn't get to listen in to Top of the Morning, but I believe that that's what they were talking about because I was looking through the chat. And I was like, they must have been going in this morning on Top of the Morning with Keith Good News. But yeah, it's like, so I think that's why we gotta guard our space. When you know that this ain't it, just ain't it. Like me, I'm gonna tell you, this ain't it, because I don't want nobody wondering or what happened or why I'm not with all that. Sometimes it's just as simple as we are not a match.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to tear you down. I ain't trying to do with anything other than communicate that we are not a match.
And not everybody can handle that because, you know, pigeons always want to fly with eagles. I think that's a saying that my mentor always tells me, but it's normally in a professional setting. But like an eagle, I need another eagle that's going to be right beside me where I can be right beside them too. So we need to be able to switch roles. Sometimes they might be at an event with me, but you've got to have enough confidence to enter the room where people might not even know who you are, but know that as your woman, I'm going to introduce you. I've dated people that are like, oh, I love the fact that you're out in the community and connected. But when it comes down to it, you want to be in competition with me. We ain't got to be in competition. If we're one, we're going to be one. So that's what I'm also weeding that out too with that personality, like the competitive personality. I ain't got time to compete with nobody. There's enough pie out there for everybody. Just get your own pie. Have a slice of my pie, because when I open doors, I take other people with me.
Amen.
I'm going to take you with me, but like, you got to be worthy. I can't enter in. I think I dated somebody and I took them to an event. And after a while, I was like, why would I take you to that? Because I don't need to be connected to you. You want to be in my space because you see my light and you're like a leech. And you just want to suck the life out of me. I'll let you for a little bit. Now I'm like, block. You know, if you need to communicate with me, but it's like that. It's like we can't stand for mediocrity anymore. We got to get out of the slave mentality. But it's until we have conversations like this as females. My mom tells me stuff like this all the time. I just be like, you know, you've been with dad since you were 16. Y'all been together for 53 years. It ain't the same anymore. I'm not gonna have a dude that's gonna roll up to my house, knock on the door, and ask if he can date me. But we really got to get back to the old days of making a man court you. And what that looks like. I use the word court.
Man, yes. Amen. There's a difference. Courting, yes, is a thing, guys. It's a real thing. I love that. And I think that is very true. And, you know, a lot of men now want all of what comes with the like traditional settings of dating, like, okay, do this for me, but then they don't want to do the traditional part of courting. Like they act like they have no idea what that means or what that is.
And maybe they don't, because again, if you have a whole society of women that were told that their standards were too high and that it was unrealistic for them to have certain things, and so then you sort of flip the script and now women are out here pursuing men.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Women are out here chasing men.
Courting men,
child.
Jesus.
Will Smith says being realistic is the most commonly traveled road to mediocrity. So when people say that your standards are unrealistic, you just tell them great, because I'm not trying to be mediocre today.
Right. Listen.
Love it.
I mean, we out here trying to beat the odds, you know?
Listen, I'm trying to live our best life. So what's for me is for me, and whatever you want to do, that's on you. But you don't have to.
And you have the right to do that.
Absolutely.
You have, look, live your best mediocre life if that's what you choose to do.
Hey, if that's what you want to do. That's all I'm gonna say. But that is
we can hold our friends accountable, like our true girlfriends. We can't, like, you couldn't have Chanel being mediocre in her relationships and be her bestie.
Yeah.
Just like my friend April can't have me being mediocre, which, I mean, she's had some true conversations with me. I'm sitting somewhere crying. I don't even cry.
No. Same.
But the truth,
I mean, we have done the same thing, child.
Oh,
we have been on trips crying when we was at Woman Evolved that year. Child. I have never seen so many. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I didn't know you would do that.
I didn't know my eyes could water so much either. I was like, what the heck?
And then there was a time I came to Chanel's house, you know, and she was like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do.
Right.
Usually we're in different roles here.
Right. I was like, oh my God.
But I'm gonna pour you this wine. And
here's some popcorn, and we're gonna make this
I'm gonna
work.
get all your favorite things, and we're gonna walk through this thing together. And I thank God for that. Right?
Girl,
I agree.
Listen. Yes, every time.
Your friends definitely, and that's why I say you got to be careful who you get advice from, because some friends will encourage you.
Yeah.
You could sit here and tell them everything wrong to do, and they'd be like, I think you should give him a chance.
Yeah.
And you're like, but he already showed all the flags as to why we shouldn't give him a chance.
Yeah. So he gotta be
a waste of my time.
Yeah.
We know where this is gonna be in 6 months.
It's not going nowhere. So be out and I'm always like, be okay with that. Make a decision and be okay with it.
And that's really what it is, right? Is that we have to, I think that because in our subconscious, if now we feel so unworthy because we were told, right, that our standards are too high, we have unrealistic expectations. Then now, when you do have a guy that's pursuing you and you see all the flags and you see all the signs, and you be like, that might be it though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe I should give him a chance.
Girl.
But you have to say no and be firm on that and be good with it and trust your decision making.
Yep. Got to.
And honestly, you got to know, I'm like, for me now in 2021, I'm doing what I know that I feel in my spirit.
Yeah, same.
Because I'm tired of talking myself into bad decisions, honey.
Same.
I'm so sick.
I'm so sick of just settling and feeling like this ain't it. Like I'm not getting the feeling that I was given, that I was supposed to have gave to myself. Like exactly. I need that feeling. Like if you're not giving me that feeling, it's just like I'm settling, bro, and I cannot do this with anybody. I'm sorry. Like
sometimes the wrong one gives you that feeling though. I've learned
that's true.
That you'll get that vibe. I be on cloud 9, then I'm like, but we don't align with what we want.
Exactly. And I've learned that too. Like somebody can give you the feeling, but then you still on that BS.
But that's when you got to realize, okay, my mind is trying to talk my heart into something.
Exactly.
Because of the feeling.
Exactly.
Right? So let me look at the facts here.
And that's when you got to be like, heart, sit down and shut up.
And that's why it's so important to know what you want beforehand. Because if you establish that, then you create your baseline. Right. So then when you meet these guys, you bounce everything off your baseline and you're like, oh, he is a great guy. Because see, what we get so hung up on is, oh, but he's such a great guy.
Yeah.
Yes, but y'all don't have the same beliefs.
Yeah, no.
You said that was a deal breaker. Yeah. So guess what?
You got to be with
it's a no.
Yep, it's a no.
Move on. Yep. Right. Oh, he doesn't meet this. Okay, if that's what you said was. So there's some things that you are going to be flexible on, right? Because it's a preference.
Yeah.
Right. I would like it if he's 6'2".
Yeah.
Right. I would like it if he looks like this, right? Yeah. But it's like, but there are some things that you got to be fixed on and unmovable, right? Like he got to have this, that, and the third. There are some things that you just can't bend because again, you have to be careful who you are aligning yourself with.
Because those feelings don't only gonna go so far. So you definitely got to get off that.
Because feelings change.
Feelings do change.
So you can send me on a high, but like TDJ says, sometimes you feel like a nut.
Exactly. Sometimes you don't. And that's what I was trying to convey. Like I need to feel like how I feel when I'm by myself. Like if you can't compete with that, like I don't even need you to be around. I can make myself feel good in all the ways that you can make yourself feel good. So it's like I don't really need you, dog. So get out of here.
That makes sense. Like feelings are fleeting. I think that's biblical.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, feelings are definitely fleeting.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, think about all the guys we dated and talked to. At one point, we probably did like them.
Yeah,
And
at one point we
then,
were on cloud, and now we be
listen.
They change. Feelings
Feelings
change,
change so much. So it's just like, man, we used to talk every day, and now I can't stand you.
Or you just don't care.
Or you just don't care. So,
Like,
yeah. So
Great.
feelings, nah. And I'm glad I'm learning that too. Like, I just cannot
feelings
base
are
it
fickle,
fully
right?
on feelings. Yeah.
Feelings are definitely fickle, and that's why, like, for me, I think love and relationship, those things are a choice every day, choosing to still stay committed, right? But if you're in and people keep saying they in, but they really not based off of their actions,
Yeah.
then you got to make a choice. Am I going to choose me, or am I going to keep choosing them?
Yeah, man, that part, those words and actions got to be the same.
Right. And like I said, man, feeling like you settled. Like I would die if I felt like, oh, now I'm married and I wanted to get married, but not necessarily to this person. Like that would eat me up.
Yeah, just feeling tight, just to get married for the sake of saying I'm married.
Like you just start doing, like, creating chaos. But really, you initiated all of this.
Yeah.
Like you incited all of this.
Yeah. Because you couldn't just say this ain't what I want. Right. It was as simple as that. Like saying, this really ain't it. This ain't really what I want.
Yeah, I think, you know what? In 2021, we're gonna make a pact, B. We want it all.
Brand new socks and drawers.
We're not settling.
And we don't have to. That's the biggest thing online dating's taught me, is like, I thought I had to have mediocre, but it's like, it showed me, one, I increased my confidence. I can pull a dude. But do I want to pull the dude I'm pulling? Because to me, I'm not the option. You my option now.
Okay. I love that mentality.
And it's changed my perspective. So like, I got hella confidence now. Be like, oh, okay, I'm the prize. I mean, and I would tell you to your face.
In that skin.
Man, skin is giving everything. Oh my gosh. Skin is crazy glowing. Oh my gosh. So pretty.
I'm like, where's our ring light?
On the real. I'm like, we look a little dingy.
No ring light. Just, I mean, I promise you, I'm like at peace about dating. It's like, oh, it didn't work out. Okay, whatever. I'm the prize. I can go on to the next one. And I think that that's really what it's not all bad. I mean, I have some stories, but it's like those stories have made me into who I am now. So I'm thankful for those experiences. I'm thankful for the guy that told me my nervous smile is off-putting. Like, F you. I don't need you. You need me. Do you know who you talking to?
Right.
Or when you come to me like, well, what do your friends do? Oh, you want to see? You want to play? You want to compete? Let me just knock you out real quick. Let me tell you what my friends do. Stuff like that.
Crazy.
But I'm thankful for those experiences, because right off the bat, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this and I don't have to do this.
That part.
But before all of this, I would have been like, this is all I can do. This is all I can get, because that's what society's made me feel like. Now I'm like, F this, you know, the right person's going to come in. It may come from somebody that refers me out, because people see you. People always know what you're up to. People are always watching you. Somebody will see you in all your greatness. And that's the mentality I have now. Even my friend that's a social worker, she'll say, she's like, your whole mindset has shifted from where you were last summer to today. And I'm super proud of your growth.
So it's the growth for me. That is awesome. Me. I love it. You where the peace resides.
On the real. I'm so excited for you then. I just love your mentality to say, like, I'm the prize. Like, it don't matter. Move along. Like, if I don't see it, I'm out. I love that.
And actually, I think that that's what it is, right? It's just when people show you something, accept it.
Yeah.
Accept it, interpret it. If it's that, you know, this ain't it, then accept that. Hey,
it ain't it.
I realize that this isn't it. I'm not going to talk myself into it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to justify this bad behavior. I'm not going to make this situation okay. Because then when it piles on and 6 months later, it exacerbates into something greater. I'm going to remember month one when you showed me X and I chose to classify it as Y.
Yeah.
Right. Because at that point now I got to be accountable for it. So I think that that's really what it's about, is not being like, we have this lack mentality when it comes to men. So even when we get someone and they're showing us that they're not it, right? They talk might be good, but their actions don't align.
Yeah.
We just accept it because we think we have this lack, right? So we're like,
Mhm.
oh, I just gotta hold on to him.
Mhm.
Men are abundant, let them go.
They sure listen.
Because they let us go with the quick.
Exactly.
Listen
They
here.
Set them
Me
free.
too.
With the
Set them
quickness.
free. That's somebody else's husband. It's just not mine.
It's-
It doesn't mean that he's not a good husband.
Just name
It
for
don't
me.
mean he ain't a good. It just means that he's not mine,
And that's okay.
and I'm good with that because he gonna be set free one way or the other. So either we can do it the hard way or the easy way. Either I can realize it and let it go, or I can allow a series of events to rip me away from him.
Yeah.
So which way we gonna do it?
And you don't want that. Time is precious, man. Nobody want to keep healing from heartaches.
Exactly.
When
How much
self-induced heartaches.
Self-induced.
Right.
Like, nah.
Self-induced heartache because you saw it.
You seen it. This is your fault, ma'am. You seen it. You seen
The
it.
writing was very clear on the wall. Okay, it was in big bold letters,
Yeah.
underlined.
Even if you didn't see it, your friends did or your mama did.
Somebody seen
Man.
it. Like, and they told you. Listen,
They
they told you.
Mhm.
And you ignored it.
You ignored
And
it.
now look at you.
Writings
Sad.
on the wall.
Having to heal
So,
all
yeah,
over
I think
again.
it's just about being vigilant, like
Yeah.
opening your eyes and not allowing your mind to talk your heart into stuff.
That
Because when
part.
your heart and your mind ain't aligned,
Mm-hmm.
you need to do some checking.
Yeah.
Why aren't we aligned? What's going on here?
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. Get your heart and your mind aligned for sure. And you will get what you want to get, man. It's out there. It's out there. So whether you're doing online dating or traditional outside dating, I don't even know what it's called now. Like,
Dating.
What is non-online?
right?
dating
I don't know.
called?
Right? What is it? Because I feel like that's the standard is online dating. Like, how do people meet
Everything. So
people?
there's online working. I mean, there's
No,
online
right?
everything.
Everything is
ordering.
online. That is so funny.
V, what advice do you have for people that are actively dating online?
Well, this is advice I wish I'd given myself, that not to give up and not to get frustrated. So I will get fed up and like quit, but you just got to stay the course. Eventually you're going to run out of bad pennies and find that one that's the right one for you. But you just got to stay consistent.
Mm.
And then don't settle. Like what you all said, don't settle. I'm guilty of settling, trying to make things work, but that's not my mentality anymore.
Mhm.
I did it for 10 years. Was it 10? Well, we'll just count it as 10. I settled. We won't add all the years in there.
Right.
But
Who
I
needs,
settled
who needs
for 10.
math?
Right. In my
I
past.
settled long enough, and I will actively tell somebody, you're either going to walk with me and we're going to go together, or you're going to be getting used to looking at my backside. And all you're going to be, well, I actually told the person I was with for 10 years that you're either going to get with me in alignment, or you're going to be getting used to seeing my backside, and you're going to be noise that I can't even hear, just like a buzz in my ear, like a bee.
Mhm.
So looking at dating from that standpoint,
Yeah.
and just have an accountability partner. I'll shout out April. She's my accountability partner. We go through some things, like get our hopes up, then it goes down. But that accountability partner helps you emotionally when you've gotten your hopes up, because they're like, oh, let's go out for drinks. They'll let you wallow for one day, and then they put your ass back out there.
Right. Chanel would be like, you sitting in the dock. I'm coming. If I call you one more time and you're in the dock, I'm coming over.
Yes, that's how I know. Like, nah, we ain't about to do this now. Come on. Now.
All the signs are always there.
Listen,
Right.
absolutely.
The signs are always, if your friends know you, they'll pick up on your signs. We all have patterns, okay?
Yes.
Right.
But
And then do the work.
You said,
that's good.
you
Do the
talked
work.
about this whole concept of pigeons and eagles, and there's always way more pigeons
Mm-hmm.
than eagles,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we should expect that we might have to weed through,
Mm-hmm.
right, a mass of people, right? Some people don't, and shouts out to them, right? But we shouldn't start making the pigeon into an eagle,
Nope.
right?
Unless they want to be. There's a difference. Sometimes you can convert them, but they got to be ready. So I'm like, my projects typically aren't ready to be converted. They'll say they are just to get me.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like,
that's the talk, but the actions don't align.
right. They never line up. And when you
what
follow
I
them,
started realizing too is like, even just, so I'm very action oriented, right? Like if I say I'm going to do something, I'm like actively doing it.
For sure.
Like if I'm a person where I don't do a lot of talk. Like if we say we're going on a trip, it's very important to me that I book.
Yeah, you plan. You
probably within those 24 hours.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm done with it. Because if we ain't take no action, I ain't doing it. I'm out. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, even like when talking with guys, if they say that they have a dream about doing something and they literally, it's been 4 or 5 months and they haven't taken not one step.
Mm-hmm. I'm out.
Because you all talk. And I mean, and this is just isn't just, you know, one thing, right? Because sometimes people, sometimes it might be a heart project. It might mean something to them. They might be stuck in something, right? Whatever. So it's not just that, but if that's a pattern, like you always talking about doing something, but you don't ever do it.
Mm-hmm. I'm out.
Yeah. Because I will never, I can't feel like I'm dragging someone with me, or I'm trying to, oh, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you apply here? Did you do this? Did you do You gotta want it for you.
Girl.
I can't do all the work for your dream. Because I'm very purpose driven. So if you tell me that you want to do something, I'm like, let's get it, let's go. But if I'm doing more work than you,
then this is a problem, sir. This ain't even my dream now. You done got me crossing the tracks to your dream.
Exactly.
This ain't what I want to do.
And at this point, you're just a distraction. Because again, like when people tell me they want to do something, I get excited about it. I'm ready to go. I'm gung ho. I done did my research. I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I gotta be like Kevin O'Leary, and for that reason, I'm out.
This is it. And that's okay, sir. Be good on your journey by yourself.
Exactly.
But I'm not good. I'm gonna get off right here because I'm done.
Right.
Yeah. I love that. That was an interesting topic of online dating. I'm still not ready for online dating just because I'm just not even there yet. But I will echo what V said. If you are online dating, to stay with it, stay the course, and be consistent. I think that's with anything that you want to do, whether you're dating in person, I don't know what it's called, or online dating.
Maybe that's just called dating.
Just dating. Yeah. Okay.
Even online dating.
I'm so confused right now. But I think V just said something else that was really important, but you have to do some personal work. And I think a lot of people want to skip that step, and you're not going to hear that from us, that we want you to skip that step. You got to do some personal work on yourself. You got to heal and do whatever work you need to do for yourself, because if you're not doing it for yourself, you're not going to be good to anybody that you interact with.
You know what? I was listening. So shout out to Bridget Whitaker again, who invited me to this amazing 30-day women's ministry thing that we are doing.
Yeah.
I can't think of what it's called.
And it's called You and Me.
It's called, yes, it is called You and Me, right? But it's about getting back with God in the middle. That's why it was put together in the middle of the year. And so this morning, the message, Pastor Camille was talking about how a lot of times we do things prematurely. Yeah. Because we want to get the thing so bad. Right. So she was saying, like, God might tell you to do something, but timing is very important. And she was saying that, you know, when she got married, God told her that was not the right time. He said, I'm not saying that this ain't your husband, but I am saying that this is not the right time. And she said, I had to go through a lot of stuff because of that. And so she's like, you know, we are, again, the self-induced harm, the self-induced pain. Yeah. Right. Because we want to do stuff when we want to do it. So I would just add, you know, be on your own timeline. Yeah. Have your peace, right? Maintain your peace. Be on your own timeline and do what works for you. I've learned that online dating is not for me. Is what I learned. It doesn't mean that online dating is bad. It is a tool. Yeah. Is what it is. Just like anything else. It's a tool. Everything isn't for everyone. And for me, I have tried. You did. And I have had some really extreme cases of things that I won't be able to entertain it anymore. So I have got to be out. Actually, if it wasn't for this, I would still be in. Yeah. Because I actually met some really nice men on online dating. I'll just keep it at that. But then I met a series of people that I think are legit crazy. Yeah, some creepers. And I'm like, look, I'm definitely out. Yeah. So you're gonna have to meet me in the flesh. Them wasn't even pennies. Them was like, I mean, I don't fake know. Coins. It was like Monopoly money or something, child. I don't know. They was crazy. But yeah, I'm not here for that. And what you're not gonna do is take my piece. I know that's right. Yes. So what goes in our to-go box? I will start with you, Chanel.
I think we just said it. A lot of gems were dropped. But again, like I just stated, I think most important before you choose to date anywhere, to do some healing work, to do the work for yourself. And to do your research too. You know, it's a lot of platforms out here. So maybe considering doing some research on the different platforms and really being intentional about what you're looking for. You know, allegedly Tinder is like the hookup site. I don't know, because I'm not on there. But, you know, I think that's the rap that Tinder had gotten. So if you're looking to be married and have this, you know, a long-term relationship, maybe Tinder is not the platform that you should be on. So really just going into it with some intentionality, and doing some research, but most importantly, doing some work on you. Yeah.
Lady Vee, what goes in your to-go box?
I echo what Chanel said. I will say about Tinder, Black Planet, and Bumble, and Plenty of Fish.
Planet really an active
It's a thing?
Well, when it was popular, I know people that have got married from all of those sites I just mentioned, or they're getting married and they're still married.
Is Black Planet still open and active?
I feel like it reopened. I feel like it reopened for something, but I may have been reading about MySpace. But I think do what's best for you is my to go, and that's what I've started to do versus what everybody tells me. Like Tinder, I have a friend that got married off of that. They're still married 5 years later, and I think they've been married longer than I should know. So I'm not even gonna quote how long they've been married, but they're great for each other. So that may not be my platform to get married or find a relationship. If not, I'm okay with it. Yeah. And I'm okay with being by myself now. I'd rather be by myself at peace than be miserable trying to please somebody that don't want me because I'm trying to keep it together. So no longer people pleasing. If I gotta people please you to keep you, I'm good.
Gems. Oh my gosh. What about you?
I agree wholeheartedly with everything that you ladies said. I would just add, keep your standards, right? Yes. And like you said, people pleasing, I agree with that, but I also want to say to have the appearance of. I think that a lot of times we want things to look a certain way. So we are so quick to check the box. So I'm going to go back to don't settle, right? Let's not just do things to be able to say that we did it. Like, let's do it for real in real life. And if now's not the time, then now's not the time. So don't be afraid to march to the beat of your own drum. And like you said, do what's best for you. You know, if online dating works for you, cool. If it doesn't, that's still cool. If a certain site works for you and not another one, cool. If it's Facebook, if it's meeting people in person, however it works for you, then just know that it's yours. Like, it's your life. You get to create it the way you want. You get to determine what good looks like. Nobody else can tell you that. You get to determine what your standards are. Don't let anybody talk you out of that. And like Will Smith said, being realistic is the most commonly traveled road to mediocrity. So thanks for tuning in to Brunch with Besties podcast. Until next time, peace.